Hello?
There we go.
So sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So, all right, you're a little sideways though.
You want me to be sideways or you want me to be this way?
No, I want you that way.
Okay.
Yeah, because that way's better than I have you vertical and I can see you. Yeah, that's awesome. So, oh my gosh, so how is it up there in
Hi, Lorraine from
Island?
Monhegan Island.
Oh gosh, Melanie, this is so wonderful. Really.
I know, it's so good to connect. Not a lot of connection these days, so it's extra special.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. And I feel like, you like my little maniac outfit?
I'd like every day it's a new outfit with you. I tune in with you just to see what the closet's gonna produce.
Well, I just thought I'd be thinking a little bit of maniac, a little lobster,
Yeah. There you go.
So listen, I mean, who goes and who retires right into a pandemic and who opens a brand new extraordinary Airbnb bread and breakfast right in the middle of a crisis, right? We do.
Well, we do, but you don't plan it that way, and you just keep going because it's just rolls. It'll pass. As big as this is, this will pass. And I'm encouraged by the owner of City Winery. I don't know if you read his book. It's Michael Dorf, but he wrote a book about his whole journey of opening City Winery in New York City, and now he's expanding it. But he's got locations all around the U.S. But when he's opening his very first location, it was right at 9/11 happened right beforehand or right afterwards. It was an amazing poor timing, you might say. But he just stood back up. He found ways to help during that time. He kept his eye on his vision, and he just stood back up at the end. And now he owns, like, I don't know, maybe 20 locations around the U.S. It's really inspirational. So if Michael Dorf can do it, Lorraine, you and I can too.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Right. It's like jumping in the middle of the pool. You're going to learn how to swim, right? And you're all the better for it. And you're more resilience, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So now you started this venture, and you tell us about, now you're up in Maine and you're on Monhegan Island.
That's right.
That's a little bit away from the coast, right?
Right. It's 12 miles off of mid-coast Maine. It's one of the 12 unbridged islands. So you have to get here by ferry. This time of year, the ferry only runs 3 days a week, but in the summertime, it runs out of 3 harbors multiple times a day. Lots of day trippers come out here, but I opened this place, it's a 4-bedroom bed and breakfast right here on the water. Let me show you the water. This is the view from my deck.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty nice.
Oh.
I'll take you inside in a minute and show you inside, but you can get the same view from inside. So I opened this so that people wouldn't have to just come for the day, so they could stay overnight for 1, 2, 3 nights. And it's a whole nother feeling once the day trippers leave.
Right, I'm sure it is. And look, and especially today, although nobody's coming right now, but soon, look at how much space is between you. You really feel like you have your little piece of paradise there, and yet you're close to everything.
Right. So I'm actually in the middle of the village. Let's see. So there's the church.
Oh, wow.
And I'll walk with you this way. So I'm right in the middle of the village. The fish shack where you can go get lobster and clam chowders right down the hill. This is the post office and a little emporium where you can, send a postcard, and there's a little provisionary where you can buy a few things. So this is the little village here. Oh, and here's the cracked mug. Let me get up on the hill.
Share the story of the cracked mug.
Pardon me?
How did you get the name, the cracked mug?
So the cracked mug has been incubating for a while now. It was about 20 years ago. I got my first sailboat, and it was this little 22-foot Catalina, which boaters would know. It's a little, almost like a day sailor. It doesn't even have a galley, no kitchen. So I would just set my little camping stove up on the dock in the mornings to make my coffee. And there was this really nice guy. young guy next to me, Jeffrey. He was really good mechanically, so he was always helping me because my boat was old. So I made him coffee, right? So Jeffrey and I are there having our coffee. And I found out he liked pancakes. So I was trying to sweeten the deal for him. So he would keep helping me. And I went to the store and got that little yellow thing. You put the water and you shake it up, you put it on the grill, you have like instant pancakes. So I made him pancakes, and Jeffrey thought he died and gone to heaven. So he runs around to Dock D, where his brother had a boat, and drug his brother over. So now it's me, Jeffrey, and the brother. And pretty soon it was another. Pretty soon I had like half the marina on my boat. And we're all eating pancakes, drinking coffee. And of course, on a sailboat where you're rocking around in the water, all my mugs were chipped and cracked. So one morning, one of the other sailors said, one of the men said, "This is the best restaurant in the world. We should call it the Cracked Mug." And then some other guy said, "Melanie, I bet one day you're going to own a place and serve everybody breakfast and call it the Cracked Mug." And
Oh my gosh.
I think that's a great idea. So that was like 20 years ago. And I've thought about it so many times since then. But anyway, so it came true. It had its own story, right? But so here we are in the village. But you can see we still have our own space, a little bit of heaven. And this will be the Cracked Mug. She needs a little bit of paint. Most of the work we're doing right now is on the inside because it's still March. But what you're seeing here is only like 25% of the island. And the other 75% of the island is all preserved forest, and it's all hiking trails. There's 17 miles of hiking trails on the island.
Wow.
And they go all the way to the far side where you actually have the cliffs overlooking the Pacific. I think they're the tallest cliffs in New England, tallest sea cliffs in New England. Wow. But really beautiful. And there's a whole series of trails that go through these evergreen forests, and they call it Cathedral Woods. And the children go in there in the summertime, and they get like little twigs and pine cones, miniature pine cones, and they make little fairy houses. That's a big tradition here, the fairy houses at Monhegan. So it's kind of it's a little idyllic place here. I fell in love with it the first time I came about 7 years ago. And so it showed up for me for the Cracked Mug.
Wow. I just, when I see you there, and I even hear the wind, the breeze, and I just feel so peaceful.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can forget that there's a big pandemic. I mean, we're quarantined here on the island. It's really serious right now because there's not really medical services out here.
Right.
And we don't want to get people sick, so we're taking it really seriously on the island right now. But having said that, it's so easy to keep 6 feet of distance. And there's so much nature, and so you just feel, nature is really healing. There's all of those Thoreau quotes, and they're so true, right?
Right. Right.
And so just having, the fog roll in, and having the sunset at night that's all peachy, and having the seagulls, and it's really soothing at a time that could be kind of stressful. And I've just been keeping myself busy, renovating, just doing one project after the other. See, paint on hands. It's the real thing.
All right, so show us. Take us inside.
Oh, okay. Welcome in. Now remember, it's only like, hi Lucas. It's only
everybody knows your name there.
So Lucas is going to go down and do some lobstering. Okay, so remember, it's all under construction, but we actually have it cleaned up a little bit. So this is our little entry hall here, and an old coal burning stove. I don't know what you can see here. Old coal burning stove.
You're really good with the camera. Thank you.
Pardon me?
You're really great with the camera. You're handling it. We can see it really well.
Yeah, I made a couple friends here. People are, I'm really an outlander here, right? I'm not from the island, not even from Maine. I'm a girl from New Jersey who talks too much.
Yeah, but once they get to know you, they
Kind Just Rock project here with me. I'm really committed to being a ray of sunshine here, and I can't wait to show people the island. Anyway, so we have a little record player here. We're gonna have jazz nights here on the island.
Vinyl.
Pardon me?
Vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl, of course. Yeah. So this is the front room. We have rugs for all the rooms, but none of the rugs are on now. We actually took down this wall, so it's kind of a bigger open area. And this wall here which doesn't look like much right now, but that's going to be for consigning art, because Monhegan is home to about a dozen lobstermen and a whole colony of summer artists. So they come here, and some are famous and some are not. And some sell and some just want the chance to sell. So I've already befriended a bunch of them on my Instagram, and we're going to do a consignment wall here, which gives them a chance to display and gives my guests a chance to meet the local talent and gives me some real beauty and unique things for my wall. So I'm super excited about that. So this is our main room. It looks a little messy right now, but I don't know if I get the lighting right. You know, sometimes the lighting in a camera is bad, but that is the whole view of the harbor out there, and that's our big deck out here. Wow. This is going to be a wraparound couch and a big table where we'll have our breakfast every morning. I get these big breakfasts. I love breakfast, so big breakfast plan. We have bookshelves. Can't really tell what these are, but those are special picnic backpacks that I got, and they're from California Backpack. And so we're going to smoke salmon and make these artisanal sandwiches and send people out with backpacks on hiking. And so this is our kitchen. This is where a lot of work has happened. It used to be these old brown cabinets. Now I think it's pretty cheery. Good Maine color. They call it Wedgwood gray. And there's Patrick and my painting team. So then let me take you upstairs here.
Okay.
Oh, and there's a little half bath and a bedroom there. That'll be my bedroom over there. But upstairs are the 4 guest rooms. So, whoops.
Woo! 4 guest rooms. So that means you can have 4 individual guests, or you could have small groups or like retreats or.
That's right. So I have 4 guest rooms, and here I'll show you some of them. 4 guest rooms, and so there's 2 rooms with queens, and then there's 2 rooms with twins, and then the twins can be pushed together for a couple, and there's 2 trundles. So I mean, I can sleep up to 10 people here. So yeah, it's perfect for it's like a little bed and breakfast. So a couple could come, or a family could come, or an artist could come, or a writer could come with their own group or their own club, photography clubs, birding clubs. We're on the Eastern Flyway, and that means that the monarchs all fly right down here in the summertime. I should say in June and in September. I have a lot of video on my Instagram, and there's just thousands of monarch butterflies.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really cool. So here's one of my bedrooms. Now the painting is all done. Got a new carpet down. We call this nautical kitsch. Nautical kitsch. I love it. And this is the way they do beds now, right? So they're called bed in a box, and if you get the really high quality hybrid ones, you open that up and you give it a couple days, and it's an incredible bed. Yeah. So and if you can see, I don't know if you can see, but here's the view out the window.
Oh my gosh.
I know, isn't that nice? Right from your pillow.
Gosh.
It's awesome. All right, so that's just one of the rooms. That's the only one with the rug down. But here's the other waterfront room. And it's also got great views from not 1, but 2 windows. And we turn the closets into kind of like a dressing area, because, you know, isn't it always a pain when you go somewhere and you have your bag and you have to put it down in the middle of the floor, and then there's no place to move around because your bag and your shoes are in the middle of the floor, right? And who needs a closet when you're traveling, right? So we're turning these into kind of like dressing areas where you can store your luggage and your shoes and your bags in, and have a mirror, and yeah. And then here is my 4th bedroom. We call this Meadow View, because it looks out. Let me see if I can get a view here. It looks out onto the lighthouse. I bet you can't see that, but the Monhegan Lighthouse is right up here on the hill. And so this is the lighthouse view. And we got really fun carpets for all the rooms. They're all still rolled up because we're still kind of in construction. And then I have something really fun. Look at this. This doesn't look like anything right now, but this is going to be my pillow menu. So it's like, Lorraine, you might like a goose down pillow, and I like a memory foam pillow, and someone else likes the lavender aromatherapy pillow. So I have all these pillows, and they're all going to be labeled, and in here, so you get to come and pick your own pillow.
for the bed. And we have eucalyptus sheets for the beds. I got them from Sheets and Giggles, which is a really fun company. Their product is amazing. I have it back in New Jersey. So we're really, as someone told me, it's an interesting mix of this rustic island and really kind of special things. That's my vision. So we'll see.
Talking about special, I heard you make an incredible, what is it, a cinnamon roll cake, or what is that?
Oh, a French coffee cake.
French coffee cake, right.
Yeah. So French coffee cake was actually my mother's recipe. It goes way back to when my dad, let me try to get some light here. There we go. It goes way back to when my dad was in the Navy, gosh, like way before I was born. And so she got this recipe from one of the other Navy wives, and she started making this French coffee cake. And when I was growing up, it was like company coming, the French coffee cake came out of the oven, right? It was one of those traditions, right? And then I had kids, and my oldest didn't like anything sweet, really. And it's not very sweet. It's like a sour cream soft cake with cinnamon and dark chocolate swirl. It would sound sweet. It's not very sweet. So I made it for his first birthday, and he loved it. So it became like our birthday cake in our family. And now even when my kids left home and they're off in college, I would make the cake and ship it to them wherever they were in the world. I still do that. Yeah, so the French coffee cake is going to be our signature sweet here at the Cracked Mug. And I have a beautiful platter cake plate that my mother gave me before she died. And that's going to be our cake. And it's like one of those slice and take, and around 24 hours a day. You just take a slice and take it to bed with you, take a slice and take it on a hike. Yeah. So we've tried to, like, you know, I've done a lot of traveling with my travel business. And so I've been different places, and I've been really touched by this perk or that idea. And so I've kind of gleaned all of my favorite things and brought them here. And then of course, I got to try and see what works. That's part of the adventure.
And didn't I hear that you're going to have soup every day too?
Yep. So it's relative. It's
let the
pretty much
cat out of the bag.
That's okay. I'm happy to spill. So Monhegan is kind of a dry island. There's no hard liquor on the island. There's also no police. There's one constable. It's kind of like early 1900s, really step back in time. So I don't want to host a cocktail hour at sunset. I mean, people can bring anything that they want, and there's a little brewery on the island, which is great, and you can buy a bottle of wine at the little provisionary. But I didn't want to do like a big cocktail hour, because that's just not the tone of the island. But it is kind of, you know, you get these beautiful days in the summertime, but chilly evenings. So I got this idea that I would do soup, you know, like a bottomless pot of soup. You know, I don't know if you're a skier, Lorraine, but ski places, they make a pot of soup. So you come in after skiing, you've been hiking. Well, in this case, you'll be hiking, but at the ski place, you've been skiing all day. And so you come in and you can get yourself a drink, and you just serve yourself some soup and, you know, a slice of bread, and you could almost call that supper, but you're not going to want to, because you probably want to go out and have lobster and stuff. But I just thought that would be a really nice thing. So we're calling it Soup at Sundown.
Oh.
And yeah, and but again, like the big deck. So if it's chilly or inclement, you know, we can have it inside, and we have the big picture window. But I've ordered all of these rocking chairs and hammocks and things for the deck. And so the idea is that we would go out there, because one of the traditions on the island is that you pretty much stop everything at sunset, and everyone gathers and watches the sunset. So that's a big tradition. So we have a front row seat here at the Cracked Mug.
Oh my gosh, I'm so looking forward to it. So we're recording this, and we're going to share this. So why don't you?
Good.
Yeah. So if I get it right? So if not, we'll do it again. But if you, why don't you how can people find out about your Cracked Mug?
Oh yeah, that's awesome. So you can go on to the Cracked Mug Monhegan. Yeah.
That's MONHEGAN. MON.
Yeah. TATCRACKED
No.
Monhegan, the Cracked Mug Monhegan.
Right.
.com, and brand new spanky new website we just launched, and it'll talk more about a lot of things that you saw here today, and then I also have an Instagram, so you can contact me through Instagram too, and that's at Cracked Mug Monhegan, hashtag Cracked Mug Monhegan.
Right. Yeah,
and contact me through either of those. I'm going to have an Airbnb listing that's going to be live very shortly. I was just waiting for some of the more finished pictures so that people could have a vision of what it would look like, and then that's going to be ready to go, so then you could book directly there too. But the best rates are booking right through me at the Cracked Mug.
I'm so glad you agreed to do this, because especially during this time right now, it just feels not only hopeful, but it just feels so peaceful, you know, seeing where you are and what you're doing. And for anybody who is looking to go to Maine, or they're planning a trip this year, something really kind of extraordinary, because that's what you do, always extraordinary, then this just feels so good. And you know,
thank you, Lorraine. It does, it feels good to me. And you know, like sitting and worrying about all and watching the news, it just didn't seem to be the wise thing to do. So I just surrounded myself with people who are inspiring me, like your daily Facebook things are just crack me up. I just listened to it, and I downloaded the Michael Jackson song, and I have to get out there at 8 p.m. right? But I just love that, and that's inspirational. And you know, just other people. I was just listening to a talk from the lucky bitch Denise Duffield Thomas out in Australia this morning, and Mike Dooley. So I just have created this kind of stew of forward thinking. How can we help? What can we do? And even collaborating with people. I have a friend back in New Jersey who's a teacher, and so she's really challenged, right? Having to teach online.
Oh yeah.
And but she's one of the most creative people I know. So she's trying to collaborate with me to do a travel TV, so the kids can watch while they're home, watch travel TV and journal. And so like you just keep, you know, the best phrase, Lorraine, I think, is that phrase, how do they say it? What does this make possible now?
Right.
What now is possible because of this, right?
Perfect place, right? What's now is possible. That's a perfect place for us.
What now is possible. And you just have to just kind of like redirect your brain from like the worry and creating stories of, because we don't even know what it's going to be like next week or next month. But it will all, you know, everyone stood up before, we'll all stand up again. And
so possible for my future right now is checking my calendar to see when I can possibly plan to come to see you, and
yes.
looking forward to cracking, you know, clinking mugs of soup.
And I've got all kinds of fun mugs I got because I travel with my business, Rare Finds Travel. So when I was in Cuba in January, I went to these artists who are in Matanzas, which is about 2 hours east of Havana, and they have workshops there. And so I got hand painted mugs there, and I just have this big collection. It's quite fun. And so yeah, I'm taking reservations as of starting on July the 1st, or for July 4th weekend, and going for the summer. And I have a special policy that I haven't put on my website, but I need to update that today. It's 100% refund, so people can like reserve and make plans and not worry about, you know, what if the virus keeps going or what's going to happen. They can make plans, and they can know that if we get to the middle of June and things are still looking like we need to stay home and safe, then there's no problem refunding their reservation. So I thought that was a good way to help people hope and dream and thinking forward without feeling any risk. So.
Well, I'm dreaming of picking out my favorite mug for every time I come back.
You can have a different one every day. That's right.
Okay. All right.
Lorraine, thank you so much.
Thank you too. Thanks for the tour. We really enjoyed it, and I'm sure everybody else did too.
Thank you, Lorraine. Keep up the good work every day. We look forward to it.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.